Gurave Namah. Om 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 Gurave Namah. We are continuing our discussions on the advent of the rishis. Rishis are extremely pure souls, the highest of Jupiter. The highest of Jupiter. What is the highest of Jupiter? The highest of Jupiter is the purity of Vishnu coming from the sign Pisces and the knowledge of Shiva coming from the sign Sagittarius. That is said to be the highest of Jupiter. The highest of Jupiter is the word Rishi. That Rishi is the highest of Jupiter. He can grant you purity, he can grant you knowledge. He grants you purity because of his access to Vishnu. He grants you knowledge because of his access to Rudra. The Rishi are in the higher four lokas. They reside only in the higher four lokas. They don't come down to the tamas. They even don't like to come down much to the throat chakra. They will reside in your Agya chakra, or they will normally reside on your Sahasrara chakra. They don't like to come down to tamas because you know that tamas starts in the throat chakra. Below that, everything is tamas. The five tattvas, Akash. Akash is in your throat. Akash is dominating in your throat. And you know there's Vayu in your heart, in your chest. Manipura is in your stomach region. So that's Agni out there. Then you have Jala in your Swadhisthana, and you have Prithvi in your Mooladhara. So these five are the tamas tattvas. What am I talking about? I am talking about your astral body. You have an astral body, a body of energy. That astral body, the lower part, below the neck, is tamas energy. This is your rajas energy, and this also the rishis don't like. They like to be in this sattva. So we were talking about the creation when the semen virile was once poured into Agni. Kavi, Venus emerged from spitting fire and Hiranya Garbha, that is Brahma, and he was called him Bhrigu. So we must understand that this Bhrigu is associated somehow with Venus. It is somehow, this Rishi is associated with Venus. So therefore, conception is in the seventh house, Adhana. And this Adhana is associated with Bhrigu. Then delivery is in the first house. And we call that Janma or Udaya. And that is also associated with Bhrigu. So Bhrigu in some way is a Venus energy that is manifesting through the seventh house in the form of a bija that is conceiving you. Your conception is happening, your adhana is happening. So if you observe throughout the Jaimini Sutras, Throughout the Upadesha of Jaimini, he talks about seventh house, first house. What is this seventh house, first house thing? The seventh house, first house thing is nothing but Bhrigu. It is Bhrigu. And this seventh house, first house thing is a Bhrigu who is the son of Mahadev. Look at the name used over here. So moon is being talked about, a lunar form of Shiva called Mahadev. And Bhrigu is a Venus form of Lagna. So some kind of a Lagna and seventh house connection is being made because of Bhrigu. And the one who is adopting him, that you are my son, is a form of Shiva called Mahadev. So three forms of Shiva have so far been mentioned. Maheshwara, who gave the curse. Bhava, who implemented the curse. Giving a curse is one thing. To implement the curse, Bhava, Shiva, implemented the curse. And finally, when the curse was implemented and the rishis had to come down, they had to come down to produce the children. That is when Shiva took Bhrigu as his son, saying that all children will be born when you are oscillating between the first house and the seventh house. In the daytime, people who are born in the daytime, Bhrigu sits normally in the first house. If you are born in the daytime, Bhrigu will sit in the first house. If you are born in the night time, Bhrigu will sit in the seventh house. That is the first differentiation. So if you are night born, where is Bhrigu? He is in the seventh house. I am night born. Where is Bhrigu in my horoscope? He is in the seventh house. That is why if you see in one PJC that I taught recently, I was telling them, look, the seventh house is important. I use the word important. I did not say Bhrigu, because then they will be utterly confused. They are not reached your level where I can even talk about the rishis. So I'm very careful what words I use. It is Bhrigu who makes that house so important. Bhrigu is in the seventh house. So seventh house is very important in my horoscope because I am night born. And the planet over there, Mars, connects me to Jyotish as the knowledge. If I was day born, then my Lagna would be more important. And the Jupiter would have the focus of all attention. The attention is where? For example, let us take the chart of Lord Krishna. Krishna is Chandra avatar. The avatar is known from the Janma, that is the Lagna. The Lagna will tell us who you are, what you are. What planets are taking Digbala from Lagna? What planets are in certain houses from Lagna, based upon which they are having special powers to influence the Lagna. For example, in the chart of Sri Ramachandra, we find that Sri Ram was born when the sun is in the 10th house, and he is a Surya avatar. Why will the sun in the 10th house make him Surya avatar? Should we not be looking at the Lagna? So we have learnt about Jata Graha. We have learnt how the Jata Graha is the ray from which the avatars are descending. We have learnt that. And from there we calculate as to which planet is bringing the avatar down. Whoever will bring you down will be the one to create you. Okay. Now my next point over here. In the chart of Sri Krishna, moon is exalted in Lagna, but that is not the most important planet. Where is Bhrigu? In the chart of Sri Krishna, who was born in the night time, don't look at Lagna as the most important. Look at the seventh house. The seventh house is Scorpio. Ninth Lord Saturn is there. Therefore, for Lord Krishna, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Dharma becomes the most important for an avatar. It is absolutely the most important. So therefore, for Krishna avatar, ninth Lord Saturn is in the seventh house. What about Ram avatar? Ram avatar was born in the daytime, and Jupiter, the ninth Lord, is in Lagna. So we can clearly see Bhrigu is holding on to the ninth Lord for the particular avatars to descend. And when the ninth Lord is descending, is most important in your decision making things, that means you will never break dharma. You are the upholder of righteousness. You will always be very, very righteous person. It is very interesting to know that whoever pointed a finger at Sri Ram, particularly about his righteousness, was absolutely destroyed. Why? That is the nature of dharma. Dharma has the power to invoke Dharmaraja or Yama. So anybody who will point a finger at Sri Ram and say something about dharma, what you are doing is not right, you don't understand Sri Ram. So how can you say what he is doing is right or wrong? You should instead say, Bali, oh mighty Bali, you should say, Rama, please explain to me this thing. What you don't understand, ask for an explanation. Don't point a finger at dharma. Because every time you point a finger at Rama, it is his dharma that will rise. Every time you point a finger at Lord Krishna, it is Saturn who is protecting his dharma who will rise. And interestingly, Jupiter is in Digbala. So not only will Yama rise as Dharmaraja, the protector of dharma, Raja means the protector. The protector of dharma is Yama. The planet who has Digbala, Jupiter, Shankara, Lord Shiva will rise. In great anger he will rise. In the form of Hanuman he rose and he did the Rudra Tandav. And the world saw Rudra Tandava taking place in Lanka. Hanuman was dancing over there. Jatatapi Galajwala Pravaha Pavita Stale. Who was singing that? Ravan was singing that. In his soul, Ravan was singing the Rudra Tandava, and he saw Rudra in the form of Hanuman dancing the Tandava in his Lanka. Everybody was very agitated and running from here and there. Ravan was not agitated. He stood there quietly and told everybody, do not miss this opportunity. Hanuman is a great guru. Hanuman is a great teacher. He has come to teach something to me. None of the devatas could teach me anything. They are fools. None of these great yakshas and so many devas and powers I have destroyed because they could not teach me anything. They are all fools. This Hanuman, he is my real teacher. My teacher has come down to teach me. I am learning his lesson. Do not repair the buildings of Lanka. Let it be like this to welcome the Rudra again. You see, Ravana knew, he understood what I have been praying for. The day has come. There shall be complete pralaya, and Rudra will destroy Lanka. And all the people who are dear to me will get moksha, provided you don't become afraid in the last minute. If you become afraid in the last minute, moksha will be denied for you. So this is something important we learn. That look, when the ninth lord is having Digbala, the Dig Devata will definitely come to protect. Particularly when Bhrigu is associated. Why? Because Bhrigu has the power. He is the son of Mahadev. Again, adopted son. Again, Manasaputra. Manasaputra, adopted son. I want you to understand this Lagna 7th house. Similarly, planets in Digbala will definitely have the power. Digbala from Lagna I'm talking about, because it is body. From Lagna, when the planet has Digbala, it is working through the intelligence. It is working through the body. Intelligence is a function of the body that you occupy. This human body that you occupy has the intelligence power of the rishis. The best power is there in you. Rishis also created dogs. Rishis also created snakes. Rishis also created crocodiles. They do not have the intelligence power that you have as Manushya. You are the blessed ones. You are truly a blessed birth. Don't think that your birth is a wastage of time. You are to create a human being. The rishis have spent a lot of energy, a lot of their resources they have used to give you this body of a human being. This body of the human being that you will occupy for some period of time. Do not let the rishi feel bad that his whole hard work in creating your body for your use, for the use of your Atma, it is like a dress. When somebody buys a new dress for you, don't you say thank you? Then why do we fail to say thank you to the Rishi who has created this dress for us? The Rishi who was in charge of creating the dress and the Rishi who was in charge of putting on the dress. Ek kapda banana, kapda pehnana. To make the clothes, to put the clothes on you are different. The person who manufactured the cloth is different from the person who is tailoring the shirt for you. Did you understand? There are two people involved over here. The person who's tailoring the shirt for you, for me, and for everybody is Maharshi Bhrigu, as the son of Mahadev. So two names are very, very important. Mahadev and Bhrigu. These two names you must always remember. Mahadev is the moon form of Shiva. This moon form of Shiva, like the mother, you came in the womb of a mother when you were being created. How did the mother become a mother? The mother became a mother because of Mahadev. At the time when a lady is carrying a baby, the Devata who is with that lady is Mahadev. Fortunate is that lady. Fortunate is that lady to have such a close association with Mahadev. Men cannot have such a close association, for they cannot carry a baby naturally. Artificially you may do things, but that is not natural. Artificially you can create asuras. You cannot create Manushya. Therefore, remember this. The hand of the rishis is very, very important in your creation. Therefore, Bhrigu must be the firstborn, for he is responsible for this transition from the Adhana, 7th house, to the Lagna. first house. The Rishi who is there with you, creating each part of your body based upon your karmas, creating your horoscope. The only Rishi who knows your horoscope inside out, and the greatest Rishi for knowing horoscope is Bhrigu. And that is why there is a book called Bhrigu Samgita. Samgita of Bhrigu. Think about this for a few minutes, please. Maharishi Bhrigu is extremely important. You cannot have a lagna without Maharishi Bhrigu. You cannot have a lagna. The lagna is the grace of Bhrigu, Bhargava. We people from Puri villages, from the Sasan villages of Puri, which are on the right hand side of the road. The road has villages on the right hand side and villages on the left hand side. The right hand side villages have the grace of a particular river called Bhargavi. The river Bhargavi flows close to our village, and we place our Shivalingas close to that river called Bhargavi. Bhargavi gets the name from Bhrigu to remind us every day, don't forget Bhrigu. You cannot be a good Brahmin without Bhrigu. A good Brahmin will always remember the name of Bhrigu. And how do we remember his name? What is his mantra? The first akshara of his name is taken. Bhrigu's first akshara is, if you write down Bhrigu in Sanskrit, Bha is the first akshara. From this Bha, we realize that living in Bhuloka, the name Bhuloka, from Bha, we have Bhuloka. From Bha, we have Bhuvaloka. So Bhuloka and Bhuvaloka are getting their name from the name of Bhrigu. Remember this. Shukracharya teaches that look, Father Bhrigu is his father. Father Bhrigu is the giver of Bhuloka to all souls. Souls are able to enter Bhuloka because the door has been breached by Maharshi Bhrigu. In the seventh house of their horoscopes based upon their karmas, he will choose the seventh house. And from the seventh house, he will plant the seed. The planting of the seed is done by Bhrigu. And he will carry the seed right through the termination to the Lagna, Udaya Lagna. This planting of the seed is called Bhuva. So the seed is planted in Bhuva. Now Bhuva Loka, as we have known, is in 5th house, 6th house, 7th house and 8th house. Of these houses, 7th house is the planting of the seed, and that is the Adhana. Bhuloka is in 1st house, 2nd house, 3rd house, 4th house. 1st house is taken as the delivery. So that is Janma. So the mantra for Bhrigu is Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. Swa is from self. Swa. Swa is self. Later I will teach you more about Swa. Okay. Om is Shiva. Shiva as Mahadev. Bhur, that means 1st house. Bhuva, 7th house. So the Adhana is over here. Bhu is Janma or Udaya. Swa, me. Me is a part of Shiva, Paramatma, all the Atma, the soul. My soul has come to Bhuloka through the Bhuvaloka, and that is me. I am not at one place. I am at two places, at Bhu in Lagna and Bhuva in the 7th house. I am simultaneously existing in two places. I am a duality. I am a split personality having two principal parts called the soul and the mind. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. In this, the soul is Shiva. Shiva is the Om, it is the soul, Atman. Bhu is the body, the earth. Bhuva is the mind. So mind, body and soul are in Om Bhur Bhuva, and Swa is me. Swa is me. Swa is me. Swam so. How many times we have done Swa? So the mantra Om Bhur Bhuva Swa is to strengthen the self, is for self-realization, is to know who we are, why we are here, why did we land up in this, what karmas did I do. So where is my horoscope? Where is my horoscope in my horoscope? My horoscope is actually in the 7th house. My horoscope is in the 7th house. And when we draw a chart, 0 degrees Libra is Gandanta. And this is called the Bhrigu Gandanta. This is the Bhrigu Gandanta. This is where your soul was implanted inside the womb, where half is in the little, when you say 0 degrees, little bit is here in the 6th house and little bit is in the 7th house. And you were implanted over here and you were delivered over here, 0 degrees Aries, another Gandanta. So there are two Gandantas. One Gandanta is called Adhana and the other Gandanta is called Janma in the Naisargika chart. And that is what we are. So where is the Jataka? Your horoscope, your karmic horoscope is actually in the 7th house. So therefore the 7th house is symbol is horoscope. If a planet is in the 7th house, it will give you very good knowledge of Jyotish. You will be master of Jyotish because of the strength of the planet in the 7th house. That planet has to be very, very strong for you to be good in Jyotish, for you to be able to draw horoscopes accurately, to accurately determine the planetary positions, to accurately know what the grahas are up to. The 7th house is very, very important for Jyotish. And who is giving this knowledge of Jyotish in the 7th house? The 7th house knowledge of Jyotish is given by Bhrigu. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. This mantra is now your mantra. I chose this time of the midday to give this mantra to you on a Monday so that this mantra may be yours. You may take this mantra forward. This is the proper initiation of the Brahmana Vyapriti. This mantra, Om Bhur Bhuva Swa, this Bhur Bhuva is Brahmana Vyapriti. It is because of Bhrigu that we are becoming Brahmana. Without Bhrigu, you cannot be a Brahmana. Okay. Got initiated into one of the highest, in fact, the highest mantra, Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. You can use this Brahmana Vyapritis with any mantra. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. Samba Sadashivaya Namah. Om Bhurbhuvaswah Narayanaya Namah. Om Bhurbhuvaswah Jyotir Adityaya Namah. Like that. This mantra, Om Bhur Bhuva is normally used with planets in Lagna and the seventh house. Is it? Lagna is Bhu, seventh house is the controlling for Bhuva. We are dividing Bhu. See, as far as our experience in Bhuloka is concerned, you can only experience Hora. You are seeing day, which is from Lagna to 6th house, and night, which is from 7th house to 12th house. Day, Lagna to 6th house, night, 7th house to 12th house. This is what you do every day. Every day you are seeing this only. In Bhuloka, you cannot experience more than this. To have a threefold division of Bhur, Bhuva, and even Swargaloka, for that, you have to go to Bhuvaloka and observe from there. Your observation point has to be the sun. So, what is Bhu? What is Bhu? Bhu is geocentric. What is Bhu? Bhu is geocentric chart. What is Bhuva? Bhuva is heliocentric. What is Swa? Swa is Vishnu centric, where Vishnu is the center of where the chart is being drawn with Vishnu as the center. Now, anyway, these are different levels of Jyotish where we are not in that stage where we can talk about those charts. We are not there, but we are getting there. We are getting there. We are not there. Someday we will reach that point. We have to just stick to the path. Okay, our whole thing now we understand is the importance of Lagna and 7th house, because these two are the most important houses because they are the Sandhya. They are Sandhya. Sandhya comes from the word Sandhi. Sandhi means junctions of day and night. Day starts from Lagna, ends in the 6th house. Night starts from 7th house, ends in the 12th house. Technically, the junction of day and night is in Lagna and the 7th house. It is called the twilight. And who is strong in the twilight? Rahu and Ketu are strong in the twilight. That is the reason why Rahu and Ketu are called karmic control planets. Rahu wakes you up every day because he has caused your birth, rebirth. Every day we are born again. And Rahu is responsible for being born again. Every day we sleep again, and Ketu is responsible for us sleeping again. Because of the effect of Maya, everything is ulta pulta. What is ulta pulta? Reversed. Everything is reversed. Even the sun has become retrograde because of Maya. And because of this power of Maya, even the sun is retrograde. We are seeing a retrograde sun. Therefore, what we are experiencing in life is Ketu is waking us up and Rahu is going to put us to sleep. Ketu will wake us up, Rahu will put us to sleep. That is ulta pulta. Ketu is waking us up every day and Rahu is putting us to sleep. What a bad way of sleeping. What a bad way of waking up. We are waking up because of Ketu. What is Ketu? The Agni is about to start. Ketu is the ignition of the Agni. Ketu is the ignition of the Agni. The Agni is about to start. The sun is about to rise. Wake up, little creatures, wake up, Ketu is saying. So we are waking up because the sun is going to rise. We have become little creatures like the birds, like the animals. We have become little creatures. How sad. The rishis are looking and thinking, we created these people as Manushya so that they can become like us. They can exercise the power of the rishis. Who listens to Guru Nanak Dev? Guru Nanak Dev teaches, wake up at 4 o'clock. All the gurus teach, wake up at 4. In fact, they say for a perfect spiritual life, wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Wake up at 3 a.m. But Rahu is very strong at that time. Correct? Wake up because of Rahu. Sleep because of Ketu. If you wake up because of Rahu and sleep because of Ketu, you will get moksha. If you wake up because of Ketu and sleep because of Rahu, you will be reborn. That is what they are trying to say. Both points are Brigu. Waking up and sleeping are both Brigu. Brigu observes your waking up and Brigu observes your sleeping. This is the job given to him by Mahadev. He is the son of Mahadev. Vayu clearly mentions this. So how do we do this? How do we wake up? Put an alarm. Talk to Mahadev. Tell him, please wake me up. Wake me up at 4. Do not make it later than that. Wake me up way before the sun rises. Wake me up way before the sun rises, so that I may finish my bath before the sun rises. So that when the sun is rising, I may be ready to welcome him with the verses of the Rig Veda. The verses of the Rig Veda will fail if I have not taken my bath before the sun rises. The verses of the Rig Veda will fail. They will fail again and again and again. And I will ultimately die because of Rahu, to be reborn again. And this time the rishis may not be so kind to give me a human body. So please, let me make use of this birth properly. Pray to Mahadev. Did you understand that? Having produced Brigu, there is only one Rishi now. At this stage, there is only one Rishi. And your Lagna and your 7th house, your ascendant and your descendant have been calculated. There are no grahas. There are no grahas. From where the grahas will come? Only the Lagna and the Saptama. Based upon karma, they have been fixed. The second pouring fell. Second pouring, Dvija. Second pouring is Dvija. Fell on burning coals, and thence emerged Angiras. Angiras came from the burning charcoal. From burning koila. You know burning koila. In ancient days, people would cook food on burning coals. People will cook food in India in burning coals so that they get the blessings of Jupiter. Angiras, with limbs firmly united on the burning coal. So what is the one quality of Angiras? His hands have fire. हाथ में आग लगा है. Agni, he is holding Agni in his hands. There is Agni in his hands. There is so much energy in his hands. He is such a competent one. So first Bhrigu. First was Bhrigu. Remember that. From Bhrigu was the first, or Lagna was the first. Let me just put it. Lagna, Bhrigu. Then came Angiras. Angiras had Agni Deva adopted him as a son, and his descendants are called Agneya. So the original Agni was Angiras. From Angiras emerged Brihaspati, Uttha, and so many others. Brahma now poured ojas into the Agni 6 times. Shadritu. 6 times Brahma poured with no spitting flame. The flame is not spitting. Previously, the flame was spitting. Thu. The pat. The flame was flickering and splitting when Bhrigu was born. So the Lagna is a point only. Lagna is point. It comes from spitting flame. That is why it is called Tejas Chanda. Six more times it was poured. The first to emerge from the rays was Marichi, Surya, Kratu, Mars. From the offering was the second. So these two, the Lagna, Bhrigu, and Jupiter, Angiras, I forgot to mention Jupiter over here, are different. Lagna, Bhrigu, and Jupiter, Angiras are different. They are different kinds of rishis. They are higher, very higher level rishis. Then 6 times the pourings came. Remember the first pouring, the second pouring was on burning coal. This ojas is now poured again 6 more times. There was no splitting flame, means no lagna. No spilling into the coal. The ojas did not fall inside the coal. So no Jupiter, no Medha. And the other grahas, therefore, Surya, Mangal, they don't have the Medhas of Brihaspati, of Angiras. Bhrigu and Angiras are at a totally different level. Lagna and Jupiter are at a totally different level. Lagna is from the spitting fire in the center. When the fire is starting, what is spitting fire? What is spitting fire? It is called spark. So Lagna is like a spark. Do you get the idea? The spark is flying. It flies. The spark is flying. That is why it is called spitting flame. It is a spark. Whereas this has gone into the coal. The ghee has fallen on the coal. Have you seen sometimes the black coal is there and there is a flame on top of it? So this is the coal that is burning. So the excess ghee. So this is coming from excess ghee. So Jupiter is all about excess. The ghee was so much that it fell on the coal. It fell out of the pot into the coal. Get the idea? So the sparking which caused the flame to come, the sparking caused the flame, that is Bhrigu. The ghee that fell on the coal, so first the spark, then the coal catches fire. The coal is catching fire, that is Jupiter. Now the pot is going to boil. So all the others came out of the pot. All the others have come out of the pot. Surya, Mangal. So the first is Surya, the second is Mangal Kratu. The third Emma is saying Aham Tritiya. The third. The first one just came. Pop. Marichi. Marichi. Pop. He popped up. Then Mangal. Kratu. Pop. So Surya and Mangal were the first two. And these two are one group. Then came the third one. Aham Tritiya. He was the first one to speak. The first one to speak. See that? Aham Tritiya. The first one to speak, and is called Atri, Mercury. The moon, not Mercury, the moon. Please correct this. This is moon. So the first one to speak was the moon. And what did he say? Aham Tritiya. I am the third Rishi to have come out. The fourth had sharp, pointy hair and was called Pulastya, Mercury, porcupine hair. His head was like that with all hair standing like that. Mercury, Pulastya. So this third and fourth are another group. First and second are one group. What is the first and second? Sun and Mars, Rishi. Second, Moon and Mercury, Rishi. So Atri and Pulastya, the first one to speak was Atri, Aham Tritiya. From Aham Tritiya, Atri, the name. So the first name, Atri came, spoken name. The fifth came with long hair, called Pulaha, Shukra. Long hair. And the sixth is called Vasishtha by the expounders of the Vedas who know the truth. So Saturn was the sixth who knows the truth. And he can only catch, hey, this is the lie. This is not the truth. So this Vasishtha is very concerned. Hey, this fellow is lying. Hey, this fellow is telling the truth. This is right. That is wrong. This whole job was given to Shani. So this is the third group. Group A, Group B, and Group C. So what is the order of the coming of the rishis? First was Lagna, then is Jupiter, then Sun, then Mars, then Moon, then Mercury, then Venus, then Saturn. Because Pulaha had long hair, all women like to have long hair to keep the Shukra strong. All women like to have long hair to keep the Shukra strong. A woman who shall never cut her hair in her life will never lose her husband. A woman who shall never cut her hair in her life will never lose the husband, will never lose the Vaha. Seventh house is called Vaha. A woman who will never cut her hair will never lose the Vaha. A Shishya who will never cut his hair will never lose the Guru. That is the blessing of Pulaha. All the barbers will go out of job. Pulaha was born from Vasu. Pulaha is born from Vasu. That is fire in a different, that is actually light. Vasu means light. Vasu is not fire. Agni is fire, heat. Agni is heat and Vasu is light. From the light came Vasu. Shukra, therefore, shall rule the eyes that will behold beautiful things in this world. To behold beautiful things, to see beautiful things, the ability to see beauty in everything is coming from Shukra. from the blessings of Pula. Pitris were created by these great sages. Pitris, remember. The 7 groups of sages are well known in the world. Marichi, Bhargava, Angirasa, Pulastya, Paulaha, Vasishtha, and Atreya. These groups of Pitris are well known in the world. Lord Yama is the king of the Pitris. How interesting. So they also have a king who is Yama. Yama is the king of the Pitris. I think there is a lot to digest in this, a lot to think about. And we will talk more about this.